So you wanna go to war with me? You're talking like you think you're royalty. You think that I'm afraid, but I don't break. I heard you question my stability. You think I'll fall just like a guillotine, but I am here to stay. Won't look away. The storm is coming, so you better start running. No, you can't control, feel it in my bones. I'm coming for the, coming for the. I'm coming for the throne. I'm coming for the throne. So you wanna be my enemy? You should've known I'd never kiss the rain. Ice runs in my veins, won't play it safe. I don't belong with your nobility. Who died and made you king of anything? You think that I'm insane? It's your mistake. Kingdoms rise and fall, I've come to take it all. I'll take it, I've come to take it. Kingdoms rise and fall, I've come to take it all. I'll take it all. The storm is coming, so you better start running. No, you can't control, feel it in my bones. I'm coming for the, coming for the. I'm coming for the throne. I'm coming for the throne.
Let's go. Yo, I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna look back. Never gonna look back. Cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast, and that's facts. Only I can make a change. Slowly take a step today. I will never be the same, cause that's what it takes.
Push until I fall, I'm slipping together. All right, there we go. Let's bring Mediocre in here. What's up, amigo?
How are you?
Good. Let me make sure I can hear you okay. Turn my volume up now that the songs are over.
My mic
Mediocre.
sound good?
Yeah, you sound good, man. John Y, what's up? Holly, Hallie, XX, Richie Rich. Mediocre John says, Tony, it is official. You must be the next Richard Newton. I believe in you.
I seen that. I liked it.
Can we pour one out for our homie Richard?
Yeah.
Let's pour one out for Richard. You know, he's gone. He's gone.
Why?
I must take up the mantle. The audience is demanding it, Mediocre. We need a daily devotion and thoughts, and maybe, you know, I can create an algorithm on TradingView that tracks the swaps. I don't know. I mean, Richard left us a body of work. Someone must carry it on, Mediocre. He just left us hanging. What are we going to do? We lost the only rational voice that covered GameStop on a daily basis. I mean, I am the other rational voice, but I'm only here like once a week talking GameStop because, you know, it's just trading flat.
I mean, we need rational voices in the whole community, believe me.
I know. I've been seeing that.
I kind of, you know, that's kind of, it gets overwhelming sometimes. It's not worth me arguing with people. You know what I mean?
Why haven't we seen you a lot, Mediocre? Are you just tired of dealing with irrational people, or are you concentrating on your trading? What's up with you?
Well, you know, I took a major dip at the beginning of the year that I had to fight back, and I concentrated on, you know, my trading. I had to do that. So I wasn't happy with one of my trades that went south, and I just had to make sure I recouped all my money and was profitable for the year. That's my goal, and I just wanted to get rid of all the noise and bullshit behind it.
Nobody can blame me for that. And how have you progressed on recovering from your little dip several months ago?
Oh, I recovered.
You're back in the green again?
Absolutely.
All right. That is what we like to hear.
I'm beating the S&P 500, Tony.
Let's fucking go, Mediocre. Richie Rich says, last week you asked which stocks were we going to buy, and I said SCLX. Simner, subsidiary of SCLX, is about to merge with Denali Capital in a deal ostensibly worth $2 billion. All right. Remind me, Richie, once we get into looking at some stocks, to pull that one up, and maybe we can take a look at it. Chris's Concert Corner. How you doing, Chris? Mediocre, you like concerts?
I do like concerts.
I like concerts too. It's been a while since we've been to one. I need to get on to the wife about finding some. The ones that I really enjoy going to is when the country music concerts come here and they bring like 20, 30 different groups down to the event center here. It's put on by a radio station. I can't think of it at the moment, but a syndicated nationwide radio station. You guys know what I'm talking about if you listen to country music. But all your favorite artists come and they play like 3 songs, and it's a good time. Let's see. Chris's Concert Corner says stupidity is a disease that runs rampant. Car Enthusiast says rationality is rarer than diamonds. Yeah. Yep. We do our best, guys. I just put out a video on AMC, and I know it's going to make some people upset because I don't tell them exactly what they want to hear, but let me just spin my AMC video positive for you for 1 second. And someone already got it in the comments. Some of y'all can read between the lines. AMC's short interest, Mediocre, went down about 31% on the most recent report. Did you see that?
Yeah, we looked at that. It was that's quite interesting, Tony, huh?
20 million shares. wiped off right after other YouTubers are saying, "Oh, we got the highest short interest ever." Come on. We all know, and we've been talking about this for a year in AMC and 6 months now in GameStop. When convertible bonds are issued, the bondholders are going to go short. And we knew that there was a lawsuit which had AMC over a Chapter 11 barrel, a risk. And so the shorts were piling on. But guess what happened in July, Mediocre?
What happened, Tony?
They settled the lawsuit, and and all that risk went away.
What happened when they settled the lawsuit, Tony?
All the risk went away. So why would you stay short? If you were short in case the lawsuit put AMC in Chapter 11, well, you exited that trade. On top of that, as part of the debt restructuring, the 143 million of the debt got forgiven in exchange for 80 million shares. So 143 million of convertible notes wiped off the balance sheet. The lenders got 80 million shares at $1.79, and any hedge they had on those 80 million shares, which was probably around 20 million shares, they got free shares from the company, and they closed out their short hedge because those bonds didn't exist anymore. Same thing's going to happen on GameStop whenever they have their convert. And if you want to follow through with what I'm saying, watch Cinemark's short interest over the next 30 days, because all of their bonds just matured on Friday. And they've been holding 20% short interest despite being profitable because of that bond hedge. I think I will bet you guys a drink that you're going to see that Cinemark short interest plummet just like what happened with AMC.
Are you telling me there's a correlation between the bond market?
I'm telling you, there's a correlation between facts and data and charts if you look for it. Now, I have people send me every manner of, what if it's related to the swaps, and what if it's related to this and that? And I'm like, why do we need to create theories when there's very logical explanations right in front of our face that are backed with rational market thinking, rational participant actions? Why do we need to create stuff?
I don't know why they do, Tony. I can't understand it.
The bullish thing to take away is less shorts are interested in AMC today than there were 2 weeks ago. And as a couple people have already said in the video comments, wouldn't that be bullish? Wouldn't it be bullish, Mediocre? If there's less shorts interested in your play?
Yeah, that's bullish.
If shorts are piling in willy-nilly, willing to pay any cost to borrow fee possible, would that be bullish?
Tony, how often do I check cost to borrow?
Well, it depends on the ticker, but I mean, anytime you're looking at how the shorts are thinking, you always look at it, and then you tell me this is too expensive to short, or this is a good deal. Depends on the short, on the cost to borrow.
I don't think there's any cost to borrow on AMC shares.
There's not. There's not. I mean, it's de minimis.
So it doesn't cost you nothing to short AMC right now. So why?
But even though it doesn't cost anything, there's no fucking shorts in the play. It's under 9% short interest right now. And
that's what I'm saying. Why aren't they piling on? That's bullish that they're not.
It is. That's how I view it. And I know people want me to say there's billions or trillions of fake shares. Why do they need fake shares? It costs nothing to short.
Right.
It's practically free. And the data is showing that the shorts are exiting the play. And you're not seeing the price go down. So we've been seeing the price go up. So I think all the data correlates with some shorts exited and some of the bearishness got wrung out because the lawsuit got settled and the debt maturities got pushed. That is bullish until we get to see what's on the October proxy and the December vote. And I mean, that's anybody's guess. But I mean, for right now, Q2 was pretty good. The results, lawsuit settled, bond maturities pushed. I still have some risk things that are keeping me out of the trade, mediocre.
Absolutely. That's why I want to talk about Francis's comment right here. He says, "Why does the price seem pinned, Tony?" And I kind of want to answer that for this person. And the reason it seems pinned is because people look at the financials and they're not buying. So who's buying? I mean, you can say that apes are buying the stock, right? I don't consider myself an ape anymore, but you can say that apes are buying the stock, but if you drive up the price above what the company is worth, people are going to short it back down. And you may not have 15, 20% short interest, but that doesn't mean that people see it overvalued and they push the price down. It happens every day on every ticker.
Yeah. I mean, I talk about this a lot on GameStop because there's a lot of liars telling people GameStop's worth $50, $60 today. It's simply not. It might be when they announce what they do at the cash and that they have more earnings, or, if their quarterly results that we find out in September are massively huge amount of earnings. The price is derived by positive earnings, right? Mediocre. Can we all agree on that?
100%.
So GameStop's price is already overvalued based off of its earnings, but that's okay. It's okay to be overvalued because people are speculating that something will be done with the $9 billion in cash, and maybe it will. I like that same bet. AMC is not yet profitable, so there's no positive earnings to tell you what it's worth. It's only worth what we're willing to speculate on future box office. And there's a lot of us that believe box office is going to be better, but there's a lot of people betting against AMC as well. So they will pin the price to the higher it goes, the more they're going to be willing to short it until something changes their mind. And what is that going to be? More box office, more earnings, more positive cash flow. As those better quarters start rolling in, like maybe Q4, maybe you see things change, or even maybe the sentiment, once we get through most of Q3, maybe the sentiment changes towards Q4. But now, oh man, we got this fucking proxy thing to worry about too. I don't even know how to call it, mediocre. I don't know how to call it, which is why I'm sitting out until I have more data.
Yeah,
when I can't quantify the risk, I gotta just sit back and be patient.
Because momentum, just when the momentum moves, you can get in.
Right. If there was overwhelming momentum, I could always jump in. I'm sitting here every day on AMC, GameStop, any ticker. But when there's no momentum, I've either got my buy as low as I can, and I'm waiting for a lower price, or I'm not in a trade and I'm waiting for my risk factors to get addressed, and then I can make a decision. Woo.
But yeah, I mean, I even was looking at Cinemark, to see if there was a decent play there, I mean, but that already kind of, I mean, it got smacked down as recently, but I don't know where it's at because I didn't look at it last week. But I would say, it could go up a little bit, but where are you going to go? You're not going to make any huge gains. They're already paying dividends. Like I don't know.
Which one are we talking about?
Talking about Cinemark at the moment, but
oh yeah.
The reason I bring it up is because box office is kind of strong, which is, gonna get them decent. But I think this quarter's not supposed to be so good as far as box office goes. I don't know. I haven't been following it like I used to.
Yeah, I'm a little bit worried about Q3, and even the most bullish people that I talk to have expressed some concern about Q3. I'm basically not communicating any number. I have no guess for you for Q3 because my guess is not very, no one's going to like it anyways. And I'm just praying to the gods that I'm wrong. So I'd rather just stay mum and go watch movies at AMC and hope everybody's doing the same. And, and we'll cross our fingers.
I am on the fence about buying more than 1,000 shares of GameStop, though.
You're on the fence. You're thinking about buying some.
I am actually, yeah.
Hey, let's talk about GameStop for a second. There are some people that are pretty bullish on Q2 results, which we'll find out in about 3 weeks now. Switch to mediocre. We got the what else? Oh, institutions have been adding to their holdings of GameStop. I don't know if you saw that Fintel chart going around. Institutional ownership is going up, but at the same time, the price is not going up, and that leads me to ask myself, I says, why isn't the price going up if institutions are buying mediocre? Before I get into my what ifs, do you have any thoughts?
Why the price isn't going up even though institutions are buying?
Apparently, I mean, YouTubers are making videos about massive institutional buying and showing charts. Why is the price getting flattened? It's not doing shit.
I don't know. I mean, that doesn't make much sense now. Do we got Form Forest proving that they're buying?
We got 13 Fs.
Do we?
Yeah. Let me pull up the chart and I'll show you. While I'm pulling the chart up, well, it's still, I have some theories about why institutional ownership is going up, but someone's still shorting it or selling it mediocre.
Somebody's selling it. If somebody's buying, somebody's selling. Who's selling though? That's the question. If institutions are buying and retail's claiming to be buying, then who's selling? That's what you got to ask yourself, right? That's ultimately what we're talking about right here. So, or the stock price would be climbing.
Share screen, window. Can you see that?
Yes.
Look at this. December, January, February, March, April, May, and then June. This is raw shares going up. And yes, the float did go up also. It could be related to ETF balancing mediocre. You know, if there was some index fund that is holding a certain number of shares, they increase their buys. I need to go in and analyze that data. I guess is where I'm at, because is it just raw new buyers, or is it ETFs just increasing their oh no, I guess that's not really correct. I said for a second the share count went up. They haven't done an ATM in a while. When I think of the share count going up, I'm thinking in my brain potential dilution from convertibles, but that has not actually increased the shares outstanding. So I'm going to walk back what I said. The share count has not dramatically gone up in recent memory.
So do we have anybody who's on record of selling?
There are a few, but not, there's way more that are buying than selling. So what theories do you guys have down in the chat? Really? I mean, help us out here.
If somebody's buying, somebody's selling. That's
Al in the chat, mediocre, says, don't do it with your 1,000 shares. He says strong sell on GameStop right now. What's your thesis there, Al? He says, if you think the GameStop Pokemon Casino is going to bank, I haven't commented on that. I look, it's still in beta, so it's pointless for me to comment about it.
So
it didn't affect Q2 numbers, so it's pointless for me to comment about it. It's interesting. It looks beautiful. I will analyze the results over the next couple quarters before I ever comment about it.
So to be clear, my position in GameStop, what trader? Okay, so shares of a company, I immediately intend to sell options against them. That's just what I do.
So you're doing the Richard Newton strategy.
Hi. If that's what we're gonna do,
buy shares and then pick a point which you'd be willing to sell them and sell calls, covered calls.
absolutely.
That's what we call the wheel, ladies and gentlemen. And some of these clowns that cover GameStop are gonna, run crying to their mic right now. Oh, these guys are talking about the wheel. They're talking about trading. These traders are talking about trading.
That's
How
right.
dare they, mediocre?
I shout
These
out to
fucking-
Misty, Tony.
these
I am
fucking-
100%
shout out
a
to
trader.
Misty. These fucking clowns, man. Yes, guys, we are here to make money. If that hurts your feelings, go cry in your little corner to your little group of followers. We're here to teach people how to make money. And
You ain't gonna hurt.
I
my
don't care
feelings.
if somebody's feelings get hurt on YouTube.
Oh God.
So walk me through your process. You're going to buy shares. You're going to sell covered calls because you've identified an exit price. And that's how you pick your strike. Sorry for interrupting.
I mean, no, you didn't interrupt. I mean, I said 1,000 shares, kind of being a smart ass, but I could buy much more than 1,000 shares if I choose to. Okay, I have the capital to do so. The point I'm trying to make is right now, is it worth trading GameStop? It's at a level where I feel comfortable trading it, right? So that's really ultimately what I'm saying. Okay. I like, so every weekend, Tony and I and others in the chat, we bring up a whole bunch of tickers and we look at options premiums, we look at financials, we look at, is it overvalued? Is it undervalued? Where is this stock likely to go? Okay. In a week's time.
In a week's time.
Sometimes, you're wrong or whatever, right? I've made mistakes. Nobody is 100%, and you have to accept that you're not going to be 100%, right? But if you can be 70% of the time correct, you're going to make money in the market. That's just the truth. But if you don't do any research and you just go off of somebody's YouTube channel and you buy and hold the ticker because they told you to, I mean, you're at the mercy of your actions. That's the best thing.
Mediocre. Some clown on YouTube made a video about me complaining that I look at risk. I look at what ifs.
I look at risk every day.
I know. I mean, what kind of lunatics do we have out there giving people financial advice? Don't worry about risk. Just put all your money in this ticker. Don't worry about the price. Just trust in the CEO. And I promise you, they say, I promise you, in 10 years, you're going to be thankful. Maybe. I hope the same thing, but I'm still going to look at risk. I'm still going to look at what ifs. So is every normal person in the market. I mean, if you take economics, accounting, finance, part of every analysis is risk management. There's 10 different risks.
So if you look at the
think about at a general level.
So if you look at the S&P 500 over the course of a period of time, basically it goes up. It averages somewhere around 10 and 12% a year. Okay. That means if you bought today on, what's the date? August 16th. Okay. And you waited till next year, August 16th, you would theoretically make between 10 and 12%. All right. That's basically just putting your money in the S&P 500, but that's buying the top. So if you bought the top, like a lot of people, especially these YouTubers, will tell you that the market's topping out and it's top heavy, just whatever they say. Anyways, the point I'm trying to make is inflation causes the market to go up regardless. The market's going to go up over.
Mediocre, you froze.
Inflation.
All right, he's back.
The other thing I want to say about this whole topic is that if you have a downturn in the market and you get wiped out, it could take you 8 months to get that money back. So you could still gain the 10 to 12% in a year. If it happens, depends on when you bought the shares and when you exit. The point I'm trying to make though is, even with that information, is it risky to buy the top of the S&P 500? Absolutely, because you never know what tomorrow's going to bring. It could be down 20% tomorrow. That's my only point. I don't care what the ticker is. Nobody can predict when it's downturn. It takes one bit of bad news for the market to come tumbling down. Am I wrong, Tony?
No, I mean that when we are overly concerned about that, you might buy an index hedge. You know, you might buy a long dated put on the index if you're truly worried about that. If you're on YouTube every day telling people that the market is ripe for a crash, show me your puts then. Right? If you're that convinced. And I have bought index puts, mediocre, but I don't buy them often. A couple times a year if I get overly concerned because some economic conditions or some political unrest, I just look at it as insurance. I might hold that insurance for a day, a week, a month.
I was forced to buy puts on one of my positions by my broker because they wanted protection on my margin. So they forced me to do that or be margin called. So, I mean, it depends on what you do. I won my trade, but I had to purchase puts to back it up. So sometimes your broker makes you do things like that, or margin call you. If you use a margin, don't use margin if you don't know what you're doing.
Tom with the Ashton, that's a good brand, Tom. I like that one. Cheers to you. John says they have GameStop 9.6 billion cash. I don't know if it's 9 or 9.6. I was thinking it was closer to 9, but why quibble? It's a fuck ton of cash, right? And 500 billion in Bitcoin. I think it's 9 billion in cash with 500 of that spent on Bitcoin. The company is profitable. Yep. And that is correct. It is marginally profitable, but I'm hoping for better. I'm hoping I can drop that word marginally profitable.
Once we get GameStop.
Yeah. Once we get the Q2 results, maybe we'll say they are wildly profitable. I hope I can tell you that.
I mean, I could tell you what I like about GameStop if you guys want to know.
Yeah. Because John and Al are going at it in the comments, mediocre. I was just reading John's comment because I agree with some of what he's saying. I mean, I've been making my bull case for GameStop for a while. However, I piss off the GME, what I call the clown YouTubers, because I still talk about risk. I still talk about fair value being lower than the current price. And I talk about going in it with my eyes wide open. And please don't follow my trades because my risk tolerance buying at 21, 22, 23 might not be appropriate for you. It could go lower than 20 if some bad news happens. I'm not anticipating that, or I wouldn't be buying, but it could. And we don't shy away from talking about risk because we want to teach you guys how to properly analyze and then make whatever decision is comfortable for you, and then own your choice. Mediocre, why are you bullish?
Why am I bullish on GameStop? It's not because of the PE ratio. We could tell you that right now because the PE ratio is pretty high on that. You know, the thing I'm bullish about is they did take some money and they bought some Bitcoin with it. So whether you believe Michael Saylor or you don't believe Michael Saylor, right? A lot of big companies and people with a lot of money are taking their money and they're buying Bitcoin. Okay. So if you have a lot of big money people doing that, then the price of Bitcoin is most likely going to go up. And I'm not a crypto guy, but I'm not stupid either. If the Bitcoin market is going to continue to go up and people are going to continue to buy billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin, then I would say there must be some sort of value there, right? And you have Michael Saylor saying it could go to $1 million. Does it mean it's going to? No, absolutely not. But with that said, if if it goes to 200,000, GameStop already has money invested in it. That's a win for them. Plus, they still have what, 4.5 billion on the balance sheet in cash,
No, a lot more than that. It's like 8.5 billion.
not counting the Bitcoin.
Not counting the Bitcoin. By my recollection, it's about 8.5 billion cash, and
There
then
you go.
there's 4 billion in debt. But that's not going to be matured for 5 years. So effectively, they have 8.5 billion in cash.
So what are they going to do with that 8.5 billion?
Well, that's the question, right? That's why I'm gambling on GameStop, because I believe, look, I see the bears on Reddit. They think Ryan is just going to squander the cash and sit on it.
He hasn't yet.
I don't think that he acquired all that cash to squander it. Now, I could be proven wrong. I understand the bear thesis, but I don't buy into it. Maybe I'll be right. Maybe I'll be wrong. That's for each one of us to decide on our own.
Yeah, I don't think Ryan Cohen is a stupid person, right? He may be a
I
little
don't
young,
either.
but I don't think he's going to squander that money. But what's he going to do with it, right? Ultimately, he's going to make that money work for him at some point. That money's going to work for the Bitcoin or the GameStop investor. And when that money goes to work, that could create some value and some price appreciation.
It could, if that money is properly put to work, it will increase the fair value analysis of GameStop and bring it up from whatever number you think it's at right now. 15, 16, 19. I don't care. That it all depends on what inputs you put into your fair value calculator. Whatever number you think GameStop is worth, if that cash is put to use to generate additional returns, additional earnings, the fair value by default will be ratcheted up. I'm confident that is what Ryan is thinking. He's like, I've got this cash. I need to put it to the best use possible. That's why he only put 500 million in Bitcoin. He's saving his bullets, mediocre, for the right thing. And I'll give him as much time as he needs, because I'm not red in the play. I can be patient as long as it takes. And if he does something smart, then the fair value ratchets up, and maybe so does the price.
I'm not even in the play, but I have looked at it, and the thing is, the way that I trade, right? Let's say, just for the sake of argument, I buy at $23. I'm immediately going to sell options against that, and I'm going to take in premium. Whether it's, I don't know, quarter, 50 cents a share, it depends on what the option chain says. I'm not going to go look at it right now, but that money directly comes off of what I put into it. So that lowers so just say, for sake of argument, it's 50 cents. That lowers my dollar cost average from 23 to 22.50. Up. If nothing happens that week, I didn't lose my shares. Guess what? I get to do it again and drive down my dollar cost average. That's risk management. That's what we practice.
Why don't you just sell some cash secured puts instead of buying 1,000 shares outright? Why not sell some puts at 22.50, mediocre?
Well, that may be how I started. Like, I'm not certain I'm going to start the trade. You know what I mean?
And for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, selling puts is not a bearish bet on the stock. It's a way to generate immediate income and define a price at which you'd be willing to buy the shares.
So for me, like, I have a bunch of, yeah. No, you're right. I like cash secured puts. My thing is I'm not sure what I'm actually going to do this week, because I got maybe the better deals with SMCI. I calculate everything out ahead of time, so I know what I'm going to make for the week, and I know what my percentage gain for the week will be. And so, like, I look for the better deal. That's all. So if GameStop's not the better deal this week, then it won't be GameStop. And maybe it's SMCI. Maybe it's, well, it probably won't be Aspen, but it could be Aspen. Like, that's not terrible either, or SOFI. But we're going to talk about that soon too.
Virus Oscuri. I recognize that name. I think I came across it today. Do I know your name from watching some Ape Father drama? Is that where I know your name from, or are you into the Twitter drama? I forget where I know that name from. There's a lot of people that are into drama mediocre on social media.
Oh yeah.
Al says acquire. I keep on wanting to say AI. Al says acquire another company that does games that can generate revenue. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Tom says, how's your fitness and health going? It's still going well. My dinner tonight was a slab of salmon on top of a salad with a little Italian vinaigrette. I'm doing my best to continue to eat healthy. I need to do an update for you guys, but maybe we'll do the next update on September. I got some guy that is bugging me to post topless shirt pics, and mediocre, you don't want to see that. Why are these people asking for me to go out and take a shirtless pic?
I told him to do it. You guys don't want to fool you.
I mean, if AMC hits $100, I'll go do that. Or if GameStop hits 100, how about that? Either one.
Some topless pics of Tony DeNaro. Listen,
I'm not trying to be
I'll get them to you guys if you give me some money. Let's go. We need some super chats in here.
I'm not trying to be a Trey's Trades roided up
Tony DeNaro topless shirts. I'm
not trying to be a roided up shirtless poser. I'm just trying to stay healthy as I ease into my last quarter of life. Yeah.
Tony will do anything for $1. No,
mediocre, when your wife's 22, mediocre, and you're pushing 70, you can't neglect your health, you know?
That's right. Tony got to get his back worked out every week. He don't want to slip a disc.
I did hurt my back a year and a half ago. That's what got me out of the gym for a while, but we're in really good shape right now. Feeling good.
I got to grab a drink. I'm going to grab myself a vodka and cranberry. I'll be right back.
Viras Ascurai, did you see Eight Fathers drama or karma with the love con? I did observe what happened, but I'm trying not to comment. I don't want to be dragged into it. You guys know I like to stay drama free. I don't want to be dragged into that mess. Plus, I mean, you never know. Is any of that even really real? Or is it all just performative art? I don't know. Francis says, do you think AMC is a fair price right now, even though it has lower debt? That is a good question, Francis. I would not be opposed to adding some AMC at this price level, except for one thing. And I'll tell you why I'm not in the trade right now. And I'm still an A-list member. I still go see probably more movies than most people you guys talk to out there in social media land. And we spend a lot of money on concessions. I'm not in the AMC trade right now because I am concerned about Q3 box office. I have no idea what to tell you it's going to come in at. I think it's going to be lower than Q2. And I'm concerned about what is AMC going to have on the October proxy. I got to at least get that out of the way. I don't care if I buy AMC at $3.50 or $2. It doesn't matter to me, the price. I'd buy it at $4 if I thought it was going up. But when I cannot quantify the risk, that is what keeps me up at night. And I can't quantify the risk for myself or for you guys. So you're all on your own. Do whatever you think is right. I'm not trying to sway anybody's trade. I'm just telling you what I'm doing because it's my channel and we're here having a chat and you're asking me the questions. So when I can quantify the risk, I'll let you know if I go in and buy some. We know that the company is going to ask for more shares. That much we know. In what fashion? How many? I have no damn clue.
Are you sure about that?
I am sure about that. What? Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? Yeah, they're going to ask for shares, but are there going to be any sweeteners? Are they going to say we're going to ask for shares, but we promise we're not going to use them? I mean, I'm trying not to comment on it much because everything's speculation. So let's just wait till October. Go see some movies. There's a lot of good movies out right now. Not blockbusters, but there's a lot of good movies out there right now. So, Francis, it's a qualified yes. I mean, I'm bullish about Q4, but I have my concerns about what we're going to find out in October. So I'm just being patient because, like I said, the price I buy in does not matter to me, but I would prefer it be as cheap as possible. And if there is some dilution announced that pisses people off or sends the market in a negative tizzy, well, I'll wait that out and then I will go buy. If the news is not dilutive, then the risk that I was watching is behind me, and then I can make a more comfortable decision. I just don't know. I don't know.
I don't know, Tone.
I don't know. I don't know.
Just keep
Weapons.
going.
Weapons is a good movie. We just have you seen any movies recently, Mediocre? You're not as big of a movie fan as I am.
I mean, I like movies. Don't get me wrong, but
You're more of a gamer
I'll
than a movie
be honest,
enthusiast.
Tony, I don't
Huh?
have an AMC near me. So, what do you guys want me to go to Cinemark?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I'd rather you go see to anywhere and support the industry. If you don't have an AMC near you, I get that. Support the industry, but I understand, Mediocre. You're more of a gamer than a movie enthusiast. I'm more of a movie enthusiast and
You
a
can't
gamer
say that,
second.
Tony. I was told I was not a gamer.
I don't know what to say, Mediocre. A lot of people like to lie, Mediocre. They like to lie about us because they don't know us. Weapons, yes, that was a good movie. We watched on Amazon Prime in the last 2 days the movie Nobody. Somehow I missed that one when it came out, and Nobody 2 is now out. I forget the actor's name, Mediocre, but he was the one that played the lawyer on Breaking Bad and then Better Call Saul. You know the guy I'm talking about? Remember the slimy lawyer on Breaking Bad?
I don't really watch that show.
Oh, well. Anyways, he was a former fixer for the secret agencies like the CIA, FBI. He had a lot of secret skills of taking people out, and but he was trying to lead the good life with the family and leave all that behind. But situation came up where he had to reactivate all of his skills, and that was the movie Nobody. And Nobody 2 is out now, and I think it's gonna follow the same premise.
Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, I've seen that.
Nobody 2, I want to see. Weapons is definitely a good movie. I've been trying.
Happy Gilmore 2.
It's on Netflix only. We tried to watch it. I fell asleep. My wife watched it and said it's good. I'll watch it later when I have time. I love Happy Gilmore.
It didn't make it to the theaters?
No, they went straight to Netflix, which kind of pissed me off.
What the hell's up with that?
Netflix, man. Adam Sandler sold everybody out.
I think he was mad because they didn't want his buddy in the movie.
Odenkirk. Thank you, Richie. Yeah, that's his last name. What else? There's one or two other movies. I haven't seen the kids' movies. I did not see Lilo and Stitch. I did not see.
You're slacking, Tony.
Well, I mean, it's got to be a really slow week, Mediocre, and I have not had slow weeks. I'm really trying to double down and get this fucking Series 65 exam done. I thought I was going to have it done by the end of last year, and here we are in August, and I still haven't got it fucking done. So I'm going to bore you guys with a few more videos of Series 65 test prep. And then hopefully, in the coming weeks, I can come back and show you my little certificate that I passed. Mediocres, people ask, "Oh, who are you working for, Tony? You're getting the Series 65. You must be working for one of the bad guys."
I know who he's working for. He's working for Citadel.
No.
Yeah. He works for Kenny G.
No,
You got your check this week, Tony?
the Series 65 is a FINRA exam, but you do not need to be sponsored by anybody. You don't need to work for anybody. I do not work for anybody. I'm taking it for the fun of it. I'm taking it because people, it's kind of funny, mediocre. People say, "Oh, you don't have any credentials." Well, I've got a diploma in economics, finance, and banking, but that's not good enough. Well, let's get a couple of Series 65, the SI. Oh, well, now you work for the bad guys. A CFA. Oh, it doesn't matter what letters you have behind your name. No one's going to be happy. I do it for me. It's a good test of everything I learned 30 years ago. It's a test of everything I've learned over the last 4 years, the last 30 years trading. And it is a way to even expand my knowledge into regulations and other things that I haven't been exposed to. So I'm doing it for me. And I hope that by improving my education and getting certified in shit, that I can provide more value to you guys. It's really that simple. And after I finish the Series 65, I'm going to get the CFA, the Chartered Financial Analyst, which will take me at least 2 years.
I think Tony's a busybody and he does too much. I'm only teasing Tony. I mean, look, I think reading financial statements and doing the things that we do, when you're doing it for yourself, is good, right? But Tony wants to educate all of you. And I respect that. Okay. So, and I think he does a good job. And when people come at him because they think he doesn't know what he's talking about, I think that's kind of why he wants a certificate. That's my opinion of it.
It's not going to change anything, mediocre, though.
I know.
With those clowns, it doesn't matter. I could be a CPA and they don't even respect CPAs. Some of these folks,
they don't respect themselves.
They don't respect anybody that's doing better than them. They respect their little conspiracy corner. That's about it. You must agree with me or else, I don't respect you. No one asked for your respect. We don't fucking care.
I was thinking at the start of this video when this whole meme stock craze stuff kind of like took off and everybody was talking about supply and demand, and for every buyer of a share, there's a seller of a share, the basic concepts. And so we own the flow when all that was a thing, which is true. Like if you buy all the shares of a company, if everybody bought a company and they only had, say 100 million shares, 100 million people bought one share each. Okay. Whatever. That's legit. You're right. We own the float, but I mean, it's still legal for a broker to sell a share because they're assuming somebody's going to sell them. That could be your complaint. But do we own the float? I mean, what's the answer to that with all these companies, right? Like you have to believe that you own the float. And if you own the float, then why is it not reflecting that on the documents, right? That's where we're at today. So what side of the coin are you going to land on? And for me, I land where I land. I'm not even going to say where I land. You can figure it out on your own. I don't fall into that conspiracy theory stuff. It's just, it is what it is. And if there's 500 million shares float and we're at 300 million, then that's where we're at. You know, people only own 300 million, and whatever. There's still 200 million, whatever. My point I'm trying to make is the some of the stuff you hear on the internet is just not factual.
Someone asked in the chat, what is the Series 65? This is achievable, top left here. This is the tool that I use for my exam prep. I already took and passed the SIE in the top left corner here. It's an introductory exam. It is a very difficult exam, but it doesn't qualify you to get any job in the industry. Most people take it as like a warm-up. And if you can pass that, then you move on to Series 6, Series 7, Series 9, Series 63, 65, or 66. Which one you take depends on what segment of the industry you're going into. Are you going to sell insurance? Are you going to be a broker? Are you going to be a investment advisor? With the Series 65, which is the one that I'm taking, it and the SIE, these two are the only two you can take without being employed and sponsored by somebody. With the Series 65, I could become a licensed financial advisor. Yes, I could. But I could not sell stocks. I could not sell insurance. I could advise people on their investments for a fee if I wanted to. That is not why I'm doing it. I don't know if I want to deal with people, but you know, it's always a potential. I could monetize that for myself. I'm more interested in getting the CFA next than spending all my time advising people on their portfolios, especially mediocre with all the Looney Tunes people we see out there. Soon as you have any opinion, they want to blame you for their choices. I don't know. I mean, being on YouTube for the last couple of years has really made me concerned about how many rational and normal people there are out there.
Yeah.
Do I want to deal with the public? I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, some of them might be willing to send super chats for topless Tony pics.
Let's just bring Alex.
Wait for the super chats to come.
Let's bring Alex and Scarlett back for that mediocre. We'll have Alex and Scarlett, at least bikini. You know, we'll have them walking around.
That's funny.
In the background. No, nobody needs to see topless Tony beefcake pics. No.
I mean, I'm just making jokes because it's funny that, you know, the internet's funny like that. And that's kind of why, like, I get sick of it. It's like, I don't want to deal with that.
Feet pics.
I'd rather be in a company's financial statements, reading that stuff, checking charts and doing all that stuff and whatever. So I get frustrated, you know, and I help a lot of people, to be honest. It's not like I only help myself. There's just a lot of people who are very close to me that I help on a daily basis, you know? And so I don't have not that I don't have time to make videos and stuff like that, but to make a video, you guys, takes time. It's not like, you know, it might be a 15-minute video, but it probably took an hour and a half, 2 hours to at least make it. And people don't realize that, Tony.
Some of mine take me 6 hours because I'm trying to make sure I have all of the information correct. I don't like just turning on the camera and trying to educate and then have pauses and, you know, maybe say something incorrect and then got to correct myself. I just want to have something that respects people's time, that's clearly edited, crisp, as short as possible, to the point, convey the information in an accurate and meaningful way, and hopefully someone finds it useful and I respect their time, quick and to the point. But it might take me a couple hours to think about, what do I want to say and how do I say it the easiest way to understand and as quickly as possible.
It's like these live streams. These are uncut, unedited, spur of the moment conversations. You know, this isn't edited. You know, to get the right information out. We're just coming off of the hip. Like I'm not like I'm having a natural, and I'm just sitting here talking to you guys, and I got my chat up over here, and it not looking at anything important.
Yeah, the
I got my notes here.
live streams are just for fun.
Yeah. You know, I'm just telling you what I recollect from last week.
Francis says, AMC has been my biggest education in the stock market. Yeah, I mean, for a lot of people, it was very educational. A lot of people still haven't learned,
Yeah.
I think. And a lot of people, rather than learning, they've flipped to let's blame the market, blame FINRA, blame the shorts, blame Adam Aaron, blame everybody except their own decision not to read before investing. Like, look, we all fuck up sometimes. I do, Mediocre does, but we try to rectify our decisions mid-course, or make sure we don't make those mistakes again, or redouble our education and our research so we don't repeat that mistake. You don't see us crying every day. Mediocre, you lost a lot of money earlier this year. Were you on YouTube and Twitter blaming the market every day for your mistake?
No, I was getting ready to jump out the window, Tony.
No, you did not do that, because you're a normal person. You're like, fuck, man. What did I miss? How did I make that mistake? How do I fucking get out of it? And then you went to work and you fucking fixed it.
Oh, hell yeah. I mean,
and you and me together have seen in our Discord so many people fix their AMC portfolio. 4, 5, 6 digits, they were in the red. Fixed it because they got to work, didn't blame anybody. What can I do better? Somebody help me. Somebody teach me. I have the right attitude. I want to learn. And they fixed it.
It's like you need a hole dug. You get the shovel and you start digging.
You can't be a victim and try and blame everybody else. Just like, oh, fuck, I fucked up. What can I do better? Somebody send me a lifeline. Help me. That's what we want to be, the lifeline. Like, we can't make the decision for you. We can show you the palette. You choose your color.
That's right. You know, and I don't like buying lottery tickets, right? Like, you know, nobody is going to be 100% all the time, right? But I lean towards the side that I have the odds in my favor. You know what I'm saying? That's the side I like to choose. Why? Because it's easier. It's no stress. You know, I mean, yeah, I could take my money, stick it in AMC and walk away and watch it just bleed out. And I mean, I can't do that now with the education that I have. I'm sorry. But, you know, there was a time I probably could have done that. Well, I never even got to that point, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean? It's just.
That was our 2021 us, Mediocre.
I should have sold when it hit 72. I'll tell you that. That I will say. You know, but I watched it bleed out from 72. I pulled my money out before, you know, it got that bad. I went down a little bit with the whole ape thing, but, you know, I came out ahead in that. And I feel bad for everybody, but I put the information out there. Tony put the information out there.
We did the best we could to put the information out there about what was most likely to happen. And what we said was most likely to happen is exactly what happened.
It was cut and dry in the documents. All you had to do was read it.
And there were a lot of people on the bull side and the Project Popcorn side that said, oh, no, that's not going to happen. And they made their choice. And now they're all down 90% from August of 2023. We exited the trade and we told you guys why. And I was able to fortunately swing trade a couple times after that, after it bottomed out. But I've been out of the AMC trade since November, just waiting. It kills me. It honestly kills me to be sitting on the sidelines. But like Mediocre was just saying, I don't like unmitigated risk. And when I don't know what's going to be on the October proxy, that makes me nervous. I'm old. I only got a couple years left to invest and not lose money. Mediocre. I'm not a young trust fund baby like you.
I can't believe I was called that. That drives me crazy. That somebody would say that. It's not even true, everybody. That like that's a running joke. I was actually called that. But the truth is about AMC, right? If you if you if you understand options or try to learn options, I'm not telling you like to make any trades, but if you look at the Greeks on AMC and the options chain, you could clearly see that the volatility in the options chain is just, it's not there. Okay. So there's not a lot of, yeah, you can make a couple pennies a week, which is good. Right. But it just
mediocre.
It's,
I mean, you just stumbled on a very critical talking point. What does it mean when there's no volatility in the options chain?
it means that people aren't willing to purchase the stock or they don't think the stock is going to go up.
That,
right?
Yes, the market thinks the stock is likely to trade flat.
Exactly. You know, if people aren't willing to buy call options at $4, for example, we're trading at 3, right? So if people aren't willing to buy call options at 4, then there's no volatility to push the stock price up. That means they're not willing to buy the shares at $3 to push the stock price up.
I think there's big institutions, mediocre, just like you and me, that have capital, that have the willingness to buy, but they're just patiently waiting.
Oh, absolutely.
I think eventually AMC will be an institutionally held stock more than retail, but they are going to wait, just like I'm waiting, until the risk is out of the play. If the company needs to keep raising capital to pay down debt, to repair the balance sheet, to repair the debt to EBITDA ratio, to get a better credit rating, to refinance the debt in 2027, that means there's potential for more dilution.
I believe that big institutions who hold tickers also sell options.
Absolutely.
I believe that's what they're doing. They're not going to sit there and hold it for nothing if it's trading flat, right? But if you
and they'll loan out shares to shorts.
Right, exactly. But if you can't make a profit on your position, you probably should be holding it. That's how I look at it, right? Like if there's more risk of me losing money than me being able to make money just holding it, then I'm not going to hold it. I don't like holding stocks at all in general. Tony knows this.
I will hold stocks a lot longer than mediocre does.
I don't care if it's Apple. I won't even hold that. You know what I mean?
But often I don't hold them long enough, mediocre, like my exit on SOFI. I should have held it a little bit longer. But I make a nice profit. I kind of decide my trade when I buy in. I kind of set my exit point, and then I stick to my plan.
I nailed SOFI. I put the screws to that one, but I didn't hold it. I sold it. Took my profits, moved on.
Zachary says high IV for stock option is considered to be above 50. I mean, doesn't it vary by stock? Like you got to look at the historical implied volatility by company. We can't just generalize and say one IV is standard across all stocks. Because
I'm gonna say this, Tony. If it's got a 50 IV, I'm not even interested because there's no money there. So that might be high to you, but to me, it's not worth holding it.
Yeah, I mean, bear in mind when you're having that conversation with us, we're looking for very high IV options chains so that we can sell cash secured puts or buy shares and sell covered calls. So we're looking for extremely high IV as the best use of our money on a weekly basis.
So if it has a 50, I'm not even looking at it. It's just not enough money.
Mediocre, he says, what number is high to you?
70 and above. I like 120, baby.
Now, those do have risk, though, right? Those when you're getting into a high volatility play, it's the IV is up because something's going to happen. But that's why Then once we have 6 candidates, we spend all weekend saying, all right, let's put all the noggins together and figure out, do the DD, which is the most likely winner of this bunch. And
So even right now, if you look at SMCI, he's right. SMCI is like 54%, but depends on what strike price. You know what I mean? The strike price matters as well. But I like 100, like around 100 IV. But let's see what has 100 IV. I think SOFI might be somewhere around there. Let me look. SOFI, nope, 67%. That's not terrible, but let's see. GME. Let's look at GMEs. See what their IV is. 52%. So
there was a time, remember, mediocre in early 2024, mid 2024, AMC had pretty high volatility.
Absolutely, it did.
And we were running the wheel on it then.
So here you go. MSTU for next week, right? You could sell a $7 call, and it's nearly 70%. No, it's 121% actually implied vol. It's 70% chance of being in the money. So on the put side, you can sell a 6.5 put for 121% implied volatility. So when your implied volatility is extremely high, your premiums are going to be higher. You want to sell on high implied volatility. If you're buying a call option, for example, I'm not telling you to do this, right? Because I rarely do this, but like if you run the 1348 strategy like I do, and you're going to day trade, for example, let's just say the S&P 500. You want to buy the option when implied volatility is low, and as the stock price starts to run up, implied volatility will increase, and when it peaks out is when you want to sell. That's one of my other strategies that I do. But the point is, whether you're selling options or buying them, you want to sell them at high implied volatility and buy them at low implied volatility. Yeah, let me look at BNMR. They probably have BNMR. There, type it in correctly. Their option chain is 160%. If you own shares at 57.81 and you sold the $58 call, it's 160% implied volatility. So that's the thing with implied volatility. You got to understand the Greeks when it comes to options, right? So to me, a 50% IV is kind of like, I'm not really interested if I can make more money elsewhere, right? Like I'm looking for higher implied volatility.
Look at Wolf mediocre. Someone said Wolf has high IV, but Wolf is a bankruptcy play. It's trading at $1.35. And if we were to say, for example, buy 100 shares, you're out $135 and then sell a $2 call, you're going to make $5. That's not worth it to me. That doesn't mitigate the risk of $1.35 going down to 50 cents if bad news comes out on Wolf out of the Chapter 11 process.
They ain't wrong right now on Wolf. If you own shares at $1 and you could sell $1.50, right? But you take in mind, and you got to take into account what you're going to get. You're only going to get 7 cents, right? So if you
I was looking at August 29th.
Yeah, I'm looking at the 22nd, but my point's still the same, Tony. You're only getting 7 cents off of your dollar, right? So if you own them for $1, that means you own them for 93 cents, right? So yeah, it's nice that you got 192% implied volatility, but the 7 cents is just not worth the money.
It's not worth the money to me in the case of Wolf, because you have to think about the risk of the fact that it's going through a structured Chapter 11, and as far as I recall, they haven't valued the company to the point where equity holders don't know what they're going to receive yet. What if you find out you're only going to get 50 cents per share? The price is going to collapse overnight. And was that $7 worth it for your $150 or $100 investment? Not if you lose 50% on a court filing. So, I mean, that's for everybody to decide for themselves.
Right.
For all I know, it could come out that it's worth $3, but that's the risk versus reward choice each person has to make. I don't like bankruptcy plays when I can't quantify the risk.
No, exactly. So, I look for companies with high implied volatility with less risk of the stock price falling, right? If there's an event that's going to cause the stock price to fall, I'm kind of not really interested in that play. You need to look at everything surrounding that company and figure out if it's likely to fall or if it's likely to maintain, right? I just want the stock price to trade sideways and reap the rewards, you know what I mean? Or get some price appreciation if I own some shares, right? If I'm not going to get that, I just don't want the stock price to move. So I can exit at my own will and just take in the premium. That's my goal, right?
And for each $100 or $1,000 that you're looking to employ every Monday morning, you're looking for the biggest return with the least risk, that whole risk to reward ratio. And so we look at a lot of different tickers, and then we kind of come to a group agreement. Sometimes we all agree, sometimes we don't all agree, or sometimes we agree on a ticker, but we each pick different strike prices. Right? That happens a lot, Mediocre.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because every individual has their own different portfolio management and risk management, and they're each their own way of thinking about it. It's not like group think where we put out instructions. We have a discussion, a sharing of DD.
And if there's nothing to really help the company, for example, like right now it's a waiting game for AMC, right? You're kind of waiting on news, whether it's the shareholder meeting or whatever, you're waiting for something to happen, some news to come out, next earnings, right? Like right now everything's okay at this level until some news comes out. We don't know what's going to come out.
Gorilla Gardener, what's up? Long time no see, amigo.
Yeah, what's up, Gorilla? How are you, my friend? Long time no see. Thank you for joining. Appreciate it.
All right, Richie Rich, I said we'd come back to Silex Holdings, so let's look at that real quick. Mediocre ticker is SCLX.
SCLX.
He says they had a registration on Form S4 for the proposed business combination of Denali Capital and Simner Pharmaceuticals, a majority-owned subsidiary. Let me look at the chart here real quick.
I don't know. What do they do, though, Tony? Analyze tab.
Holding company focused on acquiring, developing, and commercializing non-opioid pain management products for the treatment of acute and chronic pain.
Well, it has, according to Charles Schwab, outperform is green, and it has a long rating, so they like it.
Let's look at a couple of other things that I would look at real quick.
Yeah.
Can you pull up the short interest on it, Mediocre, while I look at a couple of other things?
Yeah. Let me.
They have negative 17 EPS, so I'm assuming this company is not profitable. Let's look at the income statement real quick. Revenue is growing. Net income is never been positive. That's not great. Earnings per share obviously is negative. Also, they have doubled the float in the last year, negative margins. So we're talking pre-revenue, not pre-revenue, pre-profits, 4 million in cash, current assets 33 million, current liabilities 305. That's not good, guys. Their current liabilities are 10x their current assets. Again, I haven't looked at any press or SEC filings. I'm just giving you a live look at the financials. So they have a negative 270 million working capital. Total assets 83, total liabilities 332. Balance sheet is upside down. You got negative stockholder equity. How much debt do they have? 49 million total debt. And on the cash flow statement, operating cash flow was positive 20 million. So a mixed bag there. The analyst price targets. 2 analysts have a strong buy. What the fuck, man? Jason Colbert. He's got a 630 price target on this thing. Mediocre from April.
Really?
It's at $18.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
I don't understand that either.
It's not letting me put this ticker in my watch list. Well, let me move my watch list down here.
Look at this chart. How does your revenue? It goes up and then it goes to the right and then to the left. What the fuck?
I don't know.
That's an interesting revenue chart. They're going to go back in time and lose money, and then they're going to shoot up to $1 billion. Earnings per share forecast.
SCLX, right?
SCLX, yeah.
Why will it not put it on my watch list? I don't get it.
All right. I'm going to pull up SEC Edgar real quick and dilution tracker, and let's see what else we got on these guys.
Well, I could tell you Genius Group's got 23% cost to borrow.
Oh boy, Genius.
Fingers got 5.
Why are you looking at Genius Group?
They're just sitting on my thing here just to keep
They
track.
have 50 million shares that are going to be added to their float here in a few days. Mediocre. You don't want no part of that.
No, I know. I'm just saying. I've got a bunch of these on here. Weeble's got 38%.
All right.
It will not let me put the sticker in here. I don't know why.
S1, April 2023. Warrants.
You put them on.
Convertibles, ATM, B. Riley, HC Wainwright, Cantor. Man, I hate all those companies. Equity, SPA agreements. That's fuck, man.
It don't have no. Oh wait, wrong one. Yeah, it doesn't have any cost to borrow.
They're not showing an overhang of potential dilution, but what are all these SPA agreements down here? I'd have to do some reading up on this company. Whenever I see a SPA, oh, terminated. Okay, I feel better now. Terminated. Another one pending. July 2025. Share purchase agreement often become toxic lending. I've seen a lot of companies use these where they give a lender the ability to buy shares at a discount as long as they hold under 9.9% of the float. The lender buys shares at a discount. The company gets cash, which it needs, and then the lender immediately sells those shares into the float for a profit because they got them at a discount, and you just get diluted every day, every week, and you don't find out about it till a quarter later. I don't know if that's the case here, but I see that a lot. Let's see what we got here. 423B. Prospectus updates. I don't want to see a prospectus update. I want to see the actual prospectus. Where's the good news? Who called this one out? Where's the good news? I see a lot of share offerings here.
I don't know who called it out.
What are we looking for that's bullish? S1. Got a registration statement. 1.3. I don't know. I see share offerings in your future. That's what I see. I'm having a hard time coming up with something fantastically bullish to say. GT, what's up? Diana, how you doing? Diana says, I appreciate your no BS coverage of AMC. I know, Diana, a lot of people think I'm bearish. I'm not bearish. I'm just trying to be as real and plain as I can. It drives me nuts not to own AMC right now.
If I can make money on it, I'd be in it.
As soon as I can make money on it, I will be in it, and I will tell you guys post haste. Make money without risking losing money. That's kind of where we're at. Diana says, any thoughts on BBAI? Why does that ticker sound familiar, Mediocre?
I don't know. Let me pull it up. BBAI.
Big Bear. I remember that one being a thing some time ago.
It was. Big Bear, yeah.
Was it back like in February when it had that run up to $10?
I don't remember when it was, but I remember Big Bear.
They had a massive run back in 2023 from 68 cents to $6. I don't remember much about this company, Diana.
I don't either.
AI company for national security, supply chain management, and digital identity. AI is popular, so I like that. Let's take a quick look at a couple things, Diana. I am invested, as you might know, in another AI company right now. Not opposed to adding more, but let's just see what we got. The quick and dirty analyst forecast average is 583. Recent updates in July and August to $8 and $9. That's pretty decent. Let's see what the actual financials look like. Revenue trending down for the last 3 quarters. Negative operating income. Negative net income. Shares outstanding went up in the last quarter about 20%. 30%. 30%. Oh, it says it right there. I'm trying to do math in my head. The number's right there. Balance sheet, plenty of cash. Current assets, 424. Current liabilities, 221. That's good. Total assets, 599. Liabilities, 332. That's good. Just doing a quick sniff test here. Operating cash flow negative, but only negative $3 million, and they have positive 390 cash. So they got to fix their net income issue, but the balance sheet is okay.
They got a high implied volatility in their options chain, 120-something%.
Well, I would say people are placing their bets, Mediocre. Either this company is going to keep losing money, or they're going to turn the corner, and the volatility is high because people are placing bets on both sides.
Let me do some quick math on this bad boy. Hang on a second. Let me get my calculator here.
That's all I can do on a live stream, just a quick and dirty. If I was going to do some real analysis on this company, I'd Go read the 10Q, listen to our earnings call, the most recent one at least, and then make sure I understand the product and the path that management is taking the company, and then ask myself, do I believe in this path?
I mean, if it can hold its value right here, it could be a massive week. This beats all my other math calculations this week, Tony. But like, I'm not interested. I'm just saying it's implied volatility is really nice. I'll have to do more research on this.
Yeah, we'll add it to the DD list, Diana. And if we find something interesting, then I'll make a video on it in the next day or so. Car Enthusiast says, what do they do exactly? Right. All I can do is read the profile here. In order for me to speak more intelligently about it, I would want to do more reading research. The profiles often sound really good. If you put AI and working with the government, that gets a lot of people's attention. But are they really? And if they are, why aren't they making money? I don't know. I have no opinion because I don't know enough about it. Car Enthusiast 250 says Mullen is now Bollinger. Did you know Mullen changed their name, Mediocre? Were you talking about Mullen a second ago?
Oh, yeah, I had MULN on my watch list. I deleted it.
Yeah, that is trash. It's been trash for years. We've been saying for years it's trash.
I made money on it.
I can't believe. Well, yeah, we made 10,000% on it. We were one of the few that have actually ever made money on Mullen.
Oh God!
In 1 day of trading, we made 10,000% on one share.
One single only
one share.
What happened last time you tried that?
I tried it. That was September when we made 10,000%. I tried it again in the most recent reverse split. I bought one share for 3 pennies, and I thought I'd 250x my money the next day. And fucking Fidelity, they didn't come through this time, Mediocre. Last time they came through, I got my share in the morning. I sold it. Bing, bang, boom. Free Subway sandwich. 10,000% gain, made $10 off of a couple pennies. This time, no joy. Fidelity dawdled around for a couple days, and then I get a note in my account, cash payment in lieu of reverse split. Here's your 3 pennies back.
Oh my God.
Motherfuckers.
Give me my share.
Mullen said I should get one share and that fractions would be rounded up. What are you doing? Why do they do that? I don't know. But I guess they caught on to the infinite money glitch, Mediocre. And they said no more of that.
It worked, dude. I liked it.
It was fun the time that we did it. We just did it for chuckles.
It makes me laugh.
Mediocre, do you know that these clowns on the GameStop channels, they go find our videos from September and they say, because of we did that in September, they always cut it off, but they'll play the clip of us saying we're buying Mullen, and they cut the video before we say we're buying one share.
What?
Because they're trying to lie to their audience that we're promoting Mullen while we're having a chuckle and making 10,000%. They're trying to lie to the audience by not showing the full clip, saying that because we were talking about Mullen, we were promoting it. And all you had to do is listen 15 more seconds where we talk about buying one share for a couple pennies to 10,000x our money the next day. That's how disingenuous and lack of integrity these GameStop YouTubers are. They bald face, create a narrative, and lie to people.
Tony, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Did you have good enough grades in high school to play senior football?
I did. In fact, I didn't play football. I played soccer. I was the captain of the team.
Nice.
I also was in the military and got an honorable discharge.
Nice.
Shout out to Misty.
Oh, God.
All right. GT, what's up? Zachary says, why is my friend pushing Virgin Galactic? I think they're in bad shape too, Zachary, but I don't know. Why is your friend pushing it? I would ask that friend, what do you like? Space is the ticker. Look at that chart. Ouch.
Oh, I have that on my, hang on. Got that on my watch list.
Ouch.
I forget
Oh
why.
my word. Holy fuck.
Let me go look at this. Space, you said, right?
Yeah.
That's this one.
Holy
Oh my God, Tony. No way. Hang on. That can't be real. Do you know what the oh my God. You know what the short borrow fee is?
Is it over 100%?
I'm gonna have to. I gotta share my screen. You gotta see this. I gotta. This is crazy.
Holy fuck. They're losing 300 to 500 million a year, mediocre, on net income.
Window.
55, 75, 81 operating cash flow negative. Yeah, your friend is smoking crack.
Dude, show this. Can you read that?
Hang on. Let me make it bigger here.
Hold on.
Get rid of my screen. Get rid of the chat.
Let me see if I can.
Let's get rid of us for a second. Wait. Get rid of this comment. All right. What do you got?
Yeah, I can see it. Read it. I can't read it because of my bad eye. It says 3 million %.
What?
Read
I've never
the number all the way on the right, Tony.
Yeah, I see it. Are you sure that's not 3.0000?
Yeah, 3. I can't see how many zeros.
Are you sure that's not 3% cost to borrow?
No, maybe could be, I guess, but
I'm
no.
gonna look on another source, mediocre.
Yeah, 39. Why do you got so many zeros though? It could be 3%.
I'm gonna check cost to borrow.
Hold on.
I'm seeing 42% on Interactive Brokers.
Well, that's probably right. Yeah, because this one, okay, so VOO has got 592, which is interesting on that one.
I feel you, Zachary. He said, I tried pushing back on my friend, but he's emotionally volatile. We know a few people like that, mediocre.
Yeah, we do. All right, that's all I got. That's crazy.
Kevin
said 3 million. That scared me. I'm like, what?
Kevin says, have you seen the new Fox interview on AMC? I have, Kevin. I will have a video out about it tomorrow before lunch. It was on my list to do today, and I ran out of time. I was working on a couple of other videos, but we have been talking about it in the Discord, and I will share a couple of thoughts and some rabbit holes I went down after watching that latest video. Tomorrow we'll talk about that. What else we got here?
Did we talk about SoFi yet?
Give us your thoughts on SoFi, mediocre.
I mean, I like it. I like the business. I like what they're doing. I just don't like their PE ratio. It seems like it could be overvalued, you know? But
PE ratio is 48. That's pretty high.
yeah, I don't like it.
What do the analysts say?
This is
$17 price target.
But the low is $9. Like, why do we have a $9 price target?
We got people all over the place. We have Kyle, Jeffrey, Terry, and Dan all in the end of July said $13 to $25. We got Timothy coming in August saying $14. The audience is mixed, mediocre. These analysts are all over the place. They either hate it or they love it.
But what I heard as far as SoFi, I think they're going to get tier 1 options going on their brokerage.
Well, you know who is a keeps very close to the DD on SoFi is May. You know, our friend May.
Yeah.
Markets with May. Maybe we bring her on and have a quick tete chat about SoFi.
Yeah, because I mean the financials don't really look terrible on it, but you got a P ratio that's high, and you got some analysts that ratings I don't really like.
I liked buying SoFi at $6 or whatever I bought it at. I get a little more nervous telling anybody I like it at $24.
I mean, I don't hold it here. You know what I mean? I bought it and caught the good earnings and exited. That's what I did. But if it could retain its value, I'd like it more. But it has a high PE ratio, which scares me to hang on to it. You know, to buy into it.
Diana is talking about Paramount, and yeah, there's been some news about Paramount. I think when I do my video tomorrow and talk about the Liz Clayman interview with Adam Aaron, I'll dovetail a little bit of thoughts about Paramount. But Paramount is very exciting that they are increasing the number of theatrical releases that they plan on offering. But we got to think about it. That is very exciting, and I already see people putting videos out about it. I'm a little bit more okay. I know how long it takes to make a movie. Like now we're getting excited about 2027, 2028 stuff. I got to survive Q3 and Q4 of 2025 mediocre.
That's right.
I will be excited about Paramount, and that's great news. But right now, to get my optimal entry, I can't focus on that. I got to focus on what's happening in the next 1, 3, 5 months. Then I'll talk about Paramount. But yeah, in general, very bullish.
I think people overlook that, Tony. They think that you know, they get a price target in their head of a future price target they think it could go to, you know, and they say, well, it's worth this. You know, I used to do it myself, to be honest with you. I'd be like, well, it's worth this. It traded over this prior, blah, 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 but under different circumstances, right? They don't understand. So like the movie industry is going to be tough in Q3, I think, for a lot of these.
Or what I hear them say is, but the market is forward looking. Therefore, they're gonna reward AMC right now for Paramount in 2027. Doesn't work that way when you have dilution risk overhanging you.
Yeah,
you got to first worry about what is right around the corner. Let's get that out of the way, and then we can focus on the bullish box office growth and Paramount and everything else.
I mean, I just what's going to happen, you know, in 3 months from now with AMC?
Diana, yeah, 250 would not surprise me. I'm not making any predictions on AMC, or box office, but I think in my Discord I might have said minus 100 million for Q3 would not surprise me. I sure hope that is not the case. I'm just going to tell you guys, go see some damn movies, but it takes an army. Takes a lot of us to see movies.
Yeah.
And what's the tent pole to get us through the next 6 weeks? I don't have one. I got a lot of small movies that are going to be fantastically received that aren't going to bring in 300-400 million each. So we're going to nickel and dime it for the next 6 weeks and cross our fingers. I hope it comes out good, but you're not going to hear me talking about Q3 box office till very close to the end, because I don't know how it's going to end up. Q4 I like. Q4 box office I like. BW, what's up? You always respond to my comments. He says, I do my best. I do my best. Keith says, how do we feel about live person? Mediocre. Have you looked at that one recently?
Oh, PSN. Let me go take a look at it. What do they do, Tony?
Live person. We talked about this one a week ago. I was trying to remember if this was the company that existed 10 years ago that helped companies interact with customers on their websites. And I don't know if this is an iteration of that. Yeah, it was founded in 1995. I think I used to use, for one of my businesses, I used to use Live Person a decade ago to monitor customer visits through my website. It says it enables brands to leverage the Live Person's platform intelligence engine to connect with consumers through an integrated suite of mobile and online business messaging technologies.
Well, what I would do, Tony, just by looking at the chart, the first thing that I would do, and I'm not trying to piss anybody off or anything like that, is I would go to the company's website and look at their filings, and I would check to see that they don't have a date where they have to get their stock above $1, because it's trading under $1 at the moment.
I'll just tell you a couple things that jump out at me, Mediocre, and we try and do the same look on every ticker, so it's always fair. And we don't start with book value like the GameStop people. We start with what matters: revenue and earnings. Revenue is declining, guys. That's not good. It's been declining for 3 years. And the net income has never been positive, and it's getting worse.
Yeah, this is not
On
good.
top of that, the company's been diluting to pay the bills. That's the share growth. And balance sheet, 230, current assets, 140, 604 assets, 686. The balance sheet is meh. I mean, it's not horrible. It's not fantastic. 161 million in cash, and they're burning how much? 13 million. So I bet if I go to dilution tracker, it says they have plenty of cash. Let's just see.
Yeah, see what they I bet you they got a statement from NYSE about being under $1. Should
Yeah.
be in their filings.
Dilution tracker is showing 64 months of cash left. So they're cash okay, but what are they doing to fix their earnings? Whoever asked about that ticker, that is the question you need to ask yourself. Do you think they can pivot revenue and net income? That's the only decision. I don't know. What is management saying? What's their plan? They're going the wrong direction right now. And I don't have time to dig into them any deeper than that, but that would be what I'd be looking into. Like I said, go listen to a couple earnings calls, read the last 10Q and last 10K, read some analyst reports, and then see if you have a story where a turnaround is going to happen, and do you believe that story or not? And I'm not talking stories told on social media by people on Reddit or stock twits. I'm talking about you reading company filings, analysts, real DD.
Yeah. I mean, that thing doesn't look great.
All right, Mediocre. I know we got a lot of other comments, and I would love to hang out here with you guys all night and just go through tickers. However, my wife just got home from work. And how long? We've been going live here for almost 2 hours, Mediocre. So I think
And
we're going to call it a wrap here. Mediocre, you got any closing remarks, thoughts, ideas?
I mean, all I could tell you guys is keep reading financial statements and understanding what you're putting your money into, and practice some risk tolerance. Make sure you're doing good with that, because ultimately that's going to save your bankroll, whatever you want to call it, right? Your capital. That is what, for me, I need that capital to live on, right? Like, that's my goal. I can't just give it away. So I take things very seriously. That's all I really got to say. And I think you should do the same.
People crap on us, Mediocre, a lot because we talk about risk and risk management. And I used to not talk about it so much, but through observation of everybody, and we got communities that have been crying on space calls for 3 years now because they lost all their money in BBBY and MMTLP and BBIG and yada, 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 because they didn't practice any risk management and they ignored filings. Whatever they read in black and white, they created alternative meanings based on what was being said on social media. And I just came to the realization there's not enough risk management conversations going on out there from people that still want you to win, from people that still invest in speculative tickers. Mediocre and I look at all the same trades you guys do, but we're practicing risk management.
Here's the
Sometimes
other thing, Tony, that I think that people don't practice, right? That they want the big easy, oh, we're gonna make $1 million on this trade, right? Instead of taking the small wins, right? It depends on portfolio size for one, but if just taking small wins, if you can make small wins every week, I promise you your account will grow. I promise. You just need to take small wins. Don't worry about hitting home runs. That's a problem with people, that I think that they all want to hit home runs, right? And home runs aren't guaranteed in the market. They're very rare.
We have these little stocks that we trade like Finger or GNS or Quantum or, MMTLP, any of them. These were 2, 3, 5, 10x plays, Mediocre. That's unbelievable gains.
Yeah.
And people didn't sell because they thought it, instead of going to 10, it was going to 1,000. Stop being so greedy. Become satisfied with smaller gains. I mean, a 10x gain is nothing to scoff at, and just do that every week or every month. You're going to outperform everybody.
I mean, I've outperformed a lot, you guys, and I always leave money on the table. And I get mad at myself just like you would get mad at yourself, like, oh man, I should have held a little longer, or done this or done that. But then I shake my head and I say, I'm beating the S&P 500. I mean, come on. You know what I mean? Like, how much percentage do you need? Just, it is what it is. Be happy with, 2-3%, whatever you can get in a trade, and that's it. You trade how you want to trade. I'm just saying, for me, like, even if I left 2% on the table, I don't care anymore. I don't let it get to me anymore.
There's a lot of people, Mediocre, that are in desperate situations. They're not doing great financially. They need that 1 in a million shot, right? But I would say to those of you, if one of you is listening in the audience, why aren't you treating your account balance like a member of your family, like a child? Why aren't you protecting it? Because if you're really in devastating financial situations, you should be doing everything you can not to lose capital.
Yep.
Protect that capital. Practice some risk management. Take profits early. Don't be greedy, and learn good trading habits and just repeat them. It's okay to speculate. Have a good head on your shoulders about, okay, this is a shit company. I get it. Tony says they've got a going concern. Tony says they're going to dilute. He's never been wrong on that. I just got to get out before they do it. That's all you got to, I mean, it's really that easy. you got to get out before they fuck you on these speculative plays. Because they will every time, right, Mediocre?
Yes, they will.
And if you don't like that kind of risk, then just buy profitable companies and hold them for 20 years. But a lot of you like to speculate. I do too. It's okay.
I love speculating.
It's okay. We're right there with you. You gotta manage the risk though. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go out with the up and to the right. Mediocre, thanks for your time tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. We love you.
Good night.
To all the clowns out there, we will see you when you got something to say. But I know you can't keep your mouth shut. That's the look you're going for. Keep up the little clown work. We love you.
Up and to the right. Up and to the right. Up and to the right.
Hello, millionaires. Short screenplays, where fortune flip. GameStop's journey, an epic trip. From humble roofs to the moon we fly. A company's dream will amplify. Reddit warriors, keyboards in hand. With their eyes on the prize, they took a stand. No one's selling, we're here to fight. How does it go? Up and to the right. Up and to the right, we're in for the ride. It stops on the rise, it can't be denied. Up and to the right, through the day and night. Together we'll soar, molasses in sight. Up and to the right, we're in for the ride. It stops on the rise, it can't be denied. Up and to the right, through the day and night. Together we'll soar, molasses in sight. Hedge funds trembling, Kenny's in shock. GameStop stock, you'll never stop. From diamond hands to rocket ships, we're not selling, we buy every dip. Up and to the right, we're in for the ride. Up and to the right, it can't be denied. Up and to the right, through the day and night. Up and to the right, molasses in sight. Billions in cash on the balance sheet, we will win even if they cheat. Dilute us more, we don't care. Book value grows with every share. The doubters say it can't be done, but the retail army we've already won. With every share we'll never stop. Investors say we love the stock. Up and to the right, we're in for the ride. It stops on the rise, it can't be denied. Up and to the right, through the day and night. Together we'll soar. Up and to the right. Up and to the right. We're in for the ride. Together we'll soar. Up and to the right.
Surprise!
We're gonna win.